Hi there, I'm Almina and I'm really excited to talk with you about speaking practice today. Back to the bachelor time, I didn't have any specific approach to speaking practice. I've just tried to use any opportunity that I had, but now I'm learning Spanish from scratch, and by analyzing my experience of learning English, I've understood that there were actually some specific approach, and now I've decided to structure it in the way that it's possible to structure it and to use it for my Spanish learning. And I think that maybe for some of you, these several steps and this structure that I've made for myself will be helpful. The analysis of my whole English speaking practice journey gave me 3 steps in speaking practice. So let's get started. The first one is monologues. This way can be helpful and really useful for those who are quite shy to use the language when they're not really sure about how to speak, how to pronounce, how to use specific grammar in the speaking, and etc. I was this kind of a person, of a child at that point, and what I did, I was just making monologues with all the vocabulary that I had, with all the vocabulary I could remember. For example, when I was about 17, 18 years old, I've decided, okay, I want to speak in English, but I don't really have an opportunity to speak in English because back to the time I didn't have like any teachers native of English, any friends who were native, or like foreigners that I had to speak in English with them. So I've decided to make up a monologue about my everyday life. Like in the evening, I was just like, okay, what I did today. Well, I went to school, I went to a cafe with my friends, and we ate pasta and we ate pizza and etc, etc. Just making up in the way like you're talking to a friend. And it really helps. It really helps to start using this vocabulary. I remember during these monologues, I was just making up the phrases, the regular phrases that I could use in the regular conversations with people. And when you've already said some phrase like 10, 20 times during your monologue, it will be easier for you to tell this phrase during dialogue, like any kinds of conversations in English or any other foreign language. Take your time. Make monologues. I don't know, use any vocabulary that you have, that you know, any words and phrases that you know, and make mistakes because it's totally alright. The second steps is dialogue with anyone you can find to speak in English with. I remember being in like 10th 11th grade, I had a friend and we were dreaming about moving one day to United States. And of course, if we move there, we need to know and speak in English. And we were just make jokes and trying to speak in English with each other. Like, hello Almina, how do you do? And using these very simple phrases. We both are native of different language, but still, why not to use English? If you have a friend who is also learning a language that you learn, why not to practice speaking together? Probably you have the same level of the language of, like, let's say English, and probably you can correct each other. And it's very easy to practice language with your friend because you feel comfortable with a friend. You're okay about making mistakes. You are okay to tell your friend that he or she made a mistake. If you found a person for speaking practice and let's say it's not your friend, my tip, don't just ask questions. Also speak. Tell your opinion, tell your story, and etc. I remember that when I was learning English and I wasn't really sure about my speaking, and I was a little bit I was like too shy to speak in English because I wasn't sure in my level, I wasn't sure about my accent, grammar. Back to the days I was just asking questions and listening. You can practice listening by watching videos on YouTube, by watching like the online conferences. You are here to practice your speaking, so please speak. I would be really happy if someone told me that back to the days, because I think if it would happen, if someone would told me that, I would reach my I would how you say this, level up my English level, speaking English level way faster than I did. When people ask you, give answers, give like big answers. Don't just make it short, like, oh yeah, I like it, oh yeah, I went there, no, I don't really know about this. No short answers. Try to make the answer as long as possible, like not long as a TED talk, let's say, but try to go a little bit into details. Like, you were asked if you've ever been in Paris. Don't say just, oh no, I didn't go there. Say, I didn't go there yet, but I would really love to. And I watched this amazing serial, Emily in Paris, and I feel like I'm already in love with Paris despite the fact that I've never been there, or something like that. Just try to talk more and don't be afraid. Yeah. There is also one tip about speaking practice, talking about dialects. Try to find non-native English speakers. And there are some reasons for it. So the first one, native English speakers, I usually speak very fast because it's their native language. They are feeling totally comfortable with it, but you don't. And it's really hard to catch up with native speakers because also they don't put effort into their speaking. And when you're a non-native speaker, and when, let's say, your language level is not that good yet, it's really hard to catch up on them. Like, even for me, I have like C1, C2 level of English, and sometimes when I'm listening to the native speakers, it's really hard to understand them. And the second thing for me about talking with non-native speakers, like the advantage of it, is understanding that they are also learning the language. It's about some inner confidence that you know that it's totally okay to make a mistake because the other person probably also did this mistake, because they are also learning the language. It's totally okay to forget the word in the middle of the conversation, or like to make any other mistake, because they will understand. They made, or probably they make, the same mistakes like you do right now. And the third step of practicing speaking is group conversations. In the group conversations, it's also very interesting to listen and to observe in the way people are talking. Their emotions, their expressions, how to use some particular phrases, maybe that you know, but you don't know yet how to use in the conversation. And then after that, using it by your own in your speaking practice. Try to observe your intonation, how you put your emotions and feelings into your speaking. How do people react on your speaking? Also, it is really good to tell in advance to the group of people that you're talking to that you're trying to improve your English speaking, or like any other language speaking, and that you will be thankful and grateful if they would tell you about the mistakes that you do. Sometimes people are a bit shy to tell that you made a mistake, that you've used some words in the, like, let's say, inappropriate way. If you will tell in advance that you're totally okay with people correcting you, with people giving you comments, with people giving you some tips about your speaking, about your like language in general, that would be really great for them, because they will feel totally alright about telling you the truth and about explaining it to you. So don't be shy and just go for it. These were my 3 steps of practicing speaking. I think that in any language, for me it was English, now for me it's Spanish. By the way, in terms of Spanish, I'm currently on the monologue level. So I talk to myself, like, I don't know how many times already I said that, like, me llamo es Almina. My name is Almina, and other like very, very basic phrases, but I've already mastered them. And if someone will ask me, ¿Cómo te llamas?, I will say, me llamo es Almina, because I've already practiced this particular phrase. I hope that these tips and tricks will help you to improve your speaking practice in any language that you're interested in practicing. If you have any tips and tricks on learning new language, on practicing it, especially on practicing speaking, please comment it down below. I would be really grateful and thankful for that. Thank you for watching this video. Of course, don't forget to put a thumbs up on the video down below, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye!